February 1st and we've got a winter storm coming. Over the next 5 days, we're not going to get above freezing. And one of the nights we're going to get as low as 5 degrees. These are some serious temperatures for garden plants, and I thought I'd make a quick video to show you how I get mine prepared. For my perennials and older plants, if I can prune them back small enough, I cover them with these cloches. I'll do a video of exactly how I make and use these cloches very soon. For now, here's just a sneak peek. This sage plant would probably survive the 5 degrees for one night. That sage can go very low, but by covering it, it's going to make it through much more intact. Same thing with these chives. Most of these plants have been through several bouts of freezing already. You can see this one I've trimmed it way back. By doing so, I can get it covered, and in the springtime I will have chives very early. Here's some cilantro, a mature plant that's been pruned back. You can see the damage on this one. Cilantro can go pretty low temperature, but you can see the difference between covering and not. Next to it, I've got some garlic planted. Again, just covered. You can see I got 2 for 1 on that. Garlic could easily survive the 5 degrees, but I have seen it killed last year when it got negatives 20 degrees. That kind of temperature, though, is a fluke for us. I usually try to get a head start on the season by putting a few plants out early using this method. It's a modified winter sowing method where instead of sowing into the bottom of a jug like most people, I just plant directly in the ground and then cover them. This dill is out way too early. Normally dill's kill temperature is about 25 degrees. This one's actually been down to 21 degrees with covering it with these cloches. Here's a parsley. It can go much colder. By covering it, I'm hoping it'll be alright. We'll see with the dill. Normally I'd leave the caps off as long as the temperatures aren't too low at night, but when we have a winter storm warning and a freeze coming, I just put the caps back on the jugs, and then that creates it holds in more heat. These new transplants are ready to go for the next week. Here's a preview of how I do winter sowing, where I actually put the seeds in the ground. These are carrots. I've got them covered right now. Nothing has come up yet, but as soon as the weather reaches the right temperature, we'll have carrots underneath these. This just helps get them germinated. Carrots can get pretty low temperatures, so these lids would come off in a normal freeze if there were plants under there. There's a row of peas in the back. The peas, again, are in the ground, but they have the humidity domes to help keep the moisture in. This should also protect them during this week's storm. Some plants, there's just nothing you can really do, like these strawberries, but they'll be fine. There's plenty of them, and you can see the wind has blown in some leaves, which help them to insulate. For plants in grow bags, some of them I just leave out, like these green onions in this thyme. Both of them should tolerate the cold and be just fine. The cilantro right here will take some damage, but it could survive. If it doesn't, it's fine with me because I've got several others. This cilantro, though, is another mature plant that I've trimmed back. By covering it, I'm sure it'll survive. I've also covered grow bags like this with plastic office trash bags. Not sure the exact size, but they're the smaller ones. They go in just regular office trash cans. That method worked well, but the only problem was that it's pretty strenuous to put the bags on and off. Wears your back out quickly. This sage and this rosemary, which are usually located over here, I've moved up against the wall. The wall will give some thermal mass, keep them just a little bit warmer. Plus it gets them up out of the wind. Both these plants are very hardy, and they're also ones I want to keep alive. So I do take some precaution with them. I'm not going to worry too much about these chives. I've got other chives, and these are pretty puny anyway. They'll probably survive and pull through, though. I've got a couple more cilantros, which are recent transplants. We're covering them to protect them, just like the parsley and dill. More mature plants, garlic, blueberries, and dill. I've moved these from the backyard to a spot over by my garage. During this week, I will be putting them in the garage at night when the temperatures get lowest and bringing them out during the day. It's a bit of a pain, but the garlic and the blueberry are definitely plants that I don't want to take a chance with, even though they would most likely survive to much colder temperatures. Again, we're just trying to minimize damage here. For one final bonus tip, I thought I'd show you my sprinkler backflow valve. It's underneath the rock there. It's got 2 layers of insulating blankets on it. It used to burst every winter, even in much milder winters. Last winter I piled bags of leaves on top of it, and it survived the coldest temperatures that I can ever remember living here. The leaves not only insulate, but they also help provide additional warmth because the color of the bags and the leaves inside are breaking down, producing some heat. In the spring, after the freezes are over, I just compost the leaves. This also helps me with storage in the winter when I end up with a lot more compost and the bins get full. A person could also use this idea to insulate other things as well and protect from the winter storms, even possibly placing them around their gardens. And the final way of protecting plants from this winter storm is just my indoor, or actually garage, pepper garden. You see I've got a couple of apple trees actually growing in there as well. Be sure to subscribe because in the near future I'll be doing a video on how I built this setup. It's actually quite neat. If you like this video, I hope you'll like and subscribe, and I hope that somebody can get some use out of it. Sorry, I just spotted a baby ladybug over here. Have a great day, and may your gardens grow great.